Very severe cyclonic storm Nivar weakens to severe cyclonic storm. Nivar makes landfall near Puducherry. Met Department says storm will further weaken to cyclonic storm by around noon and intensity of rain will decrease gradually. Constitution Day being observed across the country today to commemorate adoption of Constitution of India. President Ramnath Kovind to read out the preamble to the Constitution virtually. At the working session of 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi to give valedictory address. Union Cabinet approves major decisions to revamp economy. Cabinet approves capital infusion of 6,000 crores to NIIF debt platform in next 2 years. Cabinet also approves amalgamation of Lakshmi Vilas Bank with Development Bank India Limited. MHA issues fresh guidelines for surveillance, containment and caution. Mandate states and union territories to strictly enforce containment measures, SOPs relating to various activities and COVID-appropriate behavior. Argentinian football legend and all-time great Diego Maradona passes away after suffering cardiorespiratory arrest. Argentina announces 3 days national mourning. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I am Rukma. In our top story, very severe cyclonic storm Nivar has crossed the coast near Puducherry and weakened into a severe cyclonic storm. According to the IMD, the center of the cyclone passed through Puducherry around midnight with a wind speed of 120 to 130 kilometers per hour, with winds gusting to 145 kilometers per hour around 2:30 a.m. However, Cyclone Nivar has weakened into severe cyclone, but the danger is not over yet, as some parts are still over the sea, though the center is over the land. The winds are higher in the northeast sector. Therefore, the northeast sector from Puducherry has still the higher winds of 100 to 110 kmph. It will gradually decrease to 65 to 75 kmph in the next few hours with further northwestward movement of the system over land. The weatherman has said the effects of the storm with heavy rain and high winds will be felt till at least this afternoon. Spells of rain could continue till Friday. Meanwhile, Chennai airport, which was completely closed for 12 hours from 7 p.m. last night to 7 a.m. today due to the impact of Hurricane Nivar, resumed operations this morning. However, 41 flights scheduled to depart from Chennai domestic airport today, including to Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kochi, Thiruvananthapuram and Madurai, have been cancelled. Similarly, 38 domestic flights to Chennai have also been cancelled. Airline officials say passengers should contact their respective airlines to confirm new departure and arrival times. And for the latest updates from the ground, we are joined by our correspondents. Right now, we have with us Srinivas. Srinivas, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Right. Give us the latest updates. We believe that, well, as far as Chennai is concerned, many flights have been cancelled. There was a disruption in train services as well yesterday. What about where you are?
I'm in Vijayawada. I'll be reporting from Vijayawada and I'll be giving a report of Andhra Pradesh.
Right.
Since the Nivar has hit the Puducherry, and Tirupati, Chittoor districts are like nearby Chennai. These are the areas which are heavily hit. And at Srikalahasti, there is a heavy rainfall, and control rooms have been established there. And there is a landslide in Tirupati Temple Town, and no one is hurt there. Trees are falling down at the coast. All reservoirs are filled to maximum, and administration is taking measures to minimize the damage by this Nivar.
What about road, rail and air transport?
These are temporarily shut down. All trains have been shut down for temporarily. Road buses are like a few buses are running. Otherwise, all buses are shut down at in Kadapa, Chittoor, Nellore, and Prakasam.
Right, it's just past 9:30 right now, Srinivas. So clearly, people would be confined to their homes for the second day today.
Yes, indeed. And in fact, schools have been shut down here in three districts, Prakasam and Chittoor and Nellore. And officials have asked people to stay inside or else they should go to safer places. So most probably, people will be staying in indoors for the rest of the day today.
And finally, what about the weather right now? We believe heavy spells of rain. The IMD has said heavy spells of rain till this afternoon at least.
Yeah, in Tirupati, in Chittoor, and Nellore, Prakasam, there are heavy rains in few parts. In Kadapa also there are heavy rains in few parts.
Right. Thank you very much, Srinivas, for joining us there and for those inputs. And continuing with more news about Cyclone Nivar, parts of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, including state capital Chennai, are seeing persistent rain and strong winds, resulting in property damage due to waterlogging and fallen trees. Chennai will witness intermittent showers as convective clouds and squall line, along with the feeder band of the cyclone, are passing across the city at regular intervals. Meanwhile, thousands have been evacuated to storm shelters across Tamil Nadu. Many districts and the Union Territory of Puducherry have declared a holiday today. The IMD has said that the very intense convection of Cyclone Nivar over Puducherry is weakening gradually. While rainfall will continue, intensity of the rainfall will decrease. Cyclone Nivar made a late-night landfall near Puducherry. It has weakened from a very severe cyclone storm to a severe cyclonic storm now and is expected to turn into a depression in the next 8 to 9 hours. The IMD has also said that a new depression has emerged in the Bay of Bengal named Burevi and is expected to turn into a cyclone. It is expected that the new system will get prominence in the first couple of days of December. IMD scientist R.K. Jinamani spoke exclusively to Doordarshan News about it. Let's take a look.
R.K. Jinamani, senior scientist of IMD, to talk about the latest situation of the cyclone.
It is now located 50 km west-northwest of Puducherry. So it is inside the land, enter into the coast yesterday night and today early morning.
Right.
And it is moving northwesterly mostly. We expect, the bad weather to continue all these coastal districts, right from Nagapattinam to Chennai. So if you see the weather condition, rain, extremely heavy rainfall occurred actually, particularly the Puducherry. It is 34 centimeter has been reported.
What about Chennai, sir? What is the rainfall activity in Chennai?
Chennai has 10 centimeter, 10 to 12 centimeter. Will increase today. Okay. Chennai will increase today. Okay. And then Prakasam and then Chittoor, all these districts, further from the adjoining Rayalaseema and Telangana, there will be extremely heavy rainfall. And system will continue as a severe cyclonic storm. So by 11:30, the system will be another 6 to 9 hours, it will be a depression, deep depression. During next 9 hours, it will weaken into a deep depression or depression inside further north interior Tamil Nadu. By today afternoon, it will move today afternoon night towards Rayalaseema and adjoining Telangana as a depression or well-marked low pressure. So that rainfall alert still remain. Wind now is 80-90, westing to 100 km along the coast around Puducherry, north of Puducherry, south of Chennai.
That was R.K. Jinamani telling us that in the next 9 hours, this cyclone storm will turn into a depression, but the rainfall activity will continue. With cameraman Rajesh, this is Puducherry, DD India, Delhi.
Constitution Day or Samvidhan Divas is being observed across the country today. The day commemorates the adoption of the Constitution. President Ramnath Kovind will read out the preamble to the Constitution to mark the occasion. On the 26th of November in 1949, the Constituent Assembly formally adopted the constitution that came into force on the 26th of January 1950. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment in the year 2015 notified the decision of the government to celebrate 26 November as Constitution Day every year. The day is celebrated to promote values of the Constitution among citizens. It is also celebrated as a mark of tribute to India's first Law Minister, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who played a pivotal role in drafting the Constitution. The Films Division of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting will be streaming 4 films on its website and YouTube channel on the occasion of our 71st Constitution Day today. The films will be ranging from topics which include adoption of the Indian Constitution, its salient features, and the life of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Films Division will be streaming films on the Constitution, as we were telling you. The 80th edition of the All India Presiding Officers Conference concludes today. The 2-day conference was inaugurated by President Ramnath Kovind in Kevadia. The theme for this year's conference is harmonious coordination between legislature, executive and judiciary, key to a vibrant democracy. The conference will see discussions on ways to ensure constitutional accountability of the legislature and the executive to the people. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the concluding session via video conferencing today. More in this report.
On Wednesday, the 2-day All India Presiding Officers Conference began in Kevadia, Gujarat. Inaugurating the 80th All India Conference of the Presiding Officers, President Ramnath Kovind said that the biggest challenge before the public, representatives and democratic institutions is to meet the expectations of the public. He also said that elected representatives should engage in healthy dialogue in parliament and legislative assemblies and refrain from using unparliamentary language during debates in the house.
लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था में वाद को विवाद न बनने देने के लिए संवाद का माध्यम ही सबसे अच्छा माध्यम होता है। संसदीय लोकतंत्र में सत्ता पक्ष के साथ-साथ प्रतिपक्ष की भी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका होती है। इसलिए इन दोनों में सामंजस्य, सहयोग एवं सार्थक विचार विमर्श आवश्यक है।
Underlining that none of the 3 organs of the state can claim to be supreme as only the constitution is paramount, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu in his address said that harmonious coordination between legislature, executive and judiciary key to vibrant democracy. He also highlighted that harmony lies in each organ doing its job without interfering with that of the others.
It is appropriate for us to take stock of the harmonious working of the 3 organs. Harmony lies in each organ doing its job without interfering into the domain of others. This has to be kept in mind by all the 3 organs. This warrants a spirit of mutual respect, appreciation and cooperation. Our Constitution provides for checks and balances to ensure playing by the rules and harmony among the 3 organs of the state. It is a settled position that Constitution is supreme.
Meanwhile, Lok Sabha Speaker and Chairman of this conference, Om Birla, called upon all participating presiding officers to think about the constitutional responsibility on the Constitution Day. He also appealed the presiding officers to take oath for fulfilling the targets set by our great leaders.
बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर के राजनीति के साथ साथ आर्थिक लोकतंत्र के सपनों को पूरा करने के लिए ये विधायिका और अधिक सक्रियता से काम कर रही है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also participate in the concluding session of the 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference on Thursday via video conferencing. The theme of this year's conference is harmonious coordination of legislative, executive and judiciary key to a vibrant democracy. The Constitution Day will also be celebrated on 26 November, marking the 71st anniversary of the coming into force of the Constitution. The event has been organized near Statue of Unity in Kevadia, Gujarat. During his visit, President Ramnath Kovind paid tributes to Sardar Patel at the statue and also visited Arogya Van in Kevadia. DD India.
Union Cabinet has approved major decisions to revamp the economy. Amongst them was the go-ahead capital infusion of 6,000 crores to NIIF debt platform in the next 2 years. The Cabinet also approved amalgamation of Lakshmi Vilas Bank with Development Bank of India Limited. We tell you more in this report.
The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has given its approval to the proposal for equity infusion by central government. 6,000 crore rupees in NIIF debt platform sponsored by National Investment and Infrastructure Fund. A condition has been placed that only 2,000 crore rupees would be allocated during the current year 2020-2021. However, in view of the unprecedented financial situation due to the prevailing COVID-19, the proposed amount may be disbursed only if there is readiness and demand for debt raising. This was one of the 12 key measures made by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as a part of the stimulus to the economy under Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0 on 12th November.
पहले तो 6,000 करोड़ सरकार देगी, 7,000 करोड़ रुपए ये नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड जो है वो खुद इक्विटी के रूप में लोगों से लाएगी और फिर बॉन्ड मार्केट टैप करके लगभग 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए वहां से आएंगे और ये 1,10,000 करोड़ रुपए आने वाले दिनों में तैयार होंगे जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट के लिए लाएंगे.
Another important decision taken was approval to the amalgamation of Lakshmi Vilas Bank Limited with DBS Bank India Limited. With this, the amalgamation can move ahead and post that there will be no further restrictions on the depositors regarding withdrawal of their deposits.
लक्ष्मी विलास बैंक डेवलपमेंट बैंक इंडिया लिमिटेड में अमालगमेट करने का निर्णय हुआ है. डेवलपमेंट बैंक इंडिया लिमिटेड ये प्राइवेट बैंक है और 20 लाख डिपॉजिटर्स है. लक्ष्मी विलास बैंक के 20 लाख डिपॉजिटर्स, 20,000 करोड़ डिपॉजिट्स है, 4,000 कर्मचारी नौकरी पर है. इस सबकी सुरक्षा इस निर्णय में है.
Other decisions include CCEA nod to FDI acquisition of 12.32% of the equity share capital of ATC Telecom Infrastructure Private Limited by ATC Asia Pacific PTE Limited. The acquisition is being done as a result of exercise of option by Tata Teleservices Limited and Tata Sons Private Limited. It would lead to foreign direct investment in flow of 2,480.92 crore rupees. DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the Pragati meeting yesterday. This is his 33rd interaction through Pragati, the ICT-based multimodal platform for proactive governance and timely implementation involving central and state governments. Multiple projects, grievances and programs were reviewed at the meeting. These projects with a total cost of 1.41 lakh crore rupees were related to 10 states and union territories including Odisha, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Dadar and Nagar Haveli. The Prime Minister also listened to the grievances related to COVID-19, PM Awas Yojana, PM Swanidhi, agriculture reforms and development of districts as export hubs were reviewed. PM Modi asked states to develop a state export strategy and emphasized on the importance of grievance redressal and said that the focus should not only be on quantity of such redressals but also on quality. In the previous 32 meetings, a total of 275 projects worth 12.5 lakh crore rupees were reviewed, along with 47 programs, schemes and grievances across 17 sectors were taken up. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the virtual 3rd Global Renewable Energy Investment Meeting and Expo Reinvest 2020 this evening. The summit has been organized by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and will be held till the 28th. The theme for Reinvest 2020 is Innovation for Sustainable Energy Transition and will feature a 3-day conference on renewables and future energy choices. It is expected to be attended by over 75 international ministerial delegations, over 1,000 global industry leaders and 50,000 delegates. It aims to accelerate the worldwide effort to scale up development and deployment of renewable energy and connect the global investment community with Indian energy stakeholders. In a bid to free up numbering resources, the Department of Telecommunication has decided to implement the recommendations of TRI on ensuring adequate numbering resources for fixed line and mobile services. As per the new rules, subscribers will have to prefix 0 for making calls from landline to mobile phones. However, there will be no change in dialing plan for fixed to fixed, mobile phone to fixed and mobile to mobile calls. The new move would come into effect from the 15th of January 2021. To inform subscribers about the new rule, an announcement will be played every time a subscriber dials a fixed to mobile phones without prefixing 0. This is expected to generate a total of approximately 2,539 million future numbering series and free up future numbering resources, as a consequence of which more connections can be added. The changes have been made in order to have minimum inconvenience to subscribers. Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari will today inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of 16 highway projects in Uttar Pradesh. These projects for inauguration and foundation laying carry a road length of 505 kilometers, involving construction value of nearly 7,500 crore rupees. Paving the way for the development of UP, these roads will enhance better connectivity, convenience and economic growth in the state. Farmers in Punjab who are opposing the central agricultural laws are not ready to accept any government order once again. They want to reach Delhi today, they say, to protest. As a precaution, Haryana has sealed its borders and Uttar Pradesh has also imposed strict limits on borders. The farmers have announced a protest for the 26th and 27th of November against the agricultural laws in Delhi. Security arrangements have been tightened in the metro, also especially in border areas of Haryana and UP. After the announcement of the protest, police force has been deployed inside and outside metro stations. The central government has already cleared that these new laws will not cause any harm to farmers and both small and big farmers will be benefited. The central government has accused the opposition parties of provoking the farmers and politicizing the new laws. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued an order with guidelines for surveillance, containment and caution, which will be effective from the 1st of December 2020 and will remain in force up to December 31st, 2020. The main focus of the guideline is to consolidate the substantial gains that have been achieved against the spread of COVID, which is visible in the steady decline in number of active cases in the country. The order further said that keeping in view the recent spike in new cases in a few states and union territories, ongoing festival season and onset of winter, it is emphasized that to fully overcome the pandemic, there is need to maintain caution and to strictly follow prescribed containment strategy focused on surveillance, containment and strict observance of the guidelines and SOPs issued by MHA and Ministry of Health. COVID-19 guidelines for surveillance, containment and caution. Let's now take a look at updates on COVID-19 from across the country. 36,367 recoveries were made yesterday, taking the cumulative total of recovered patients to 86,79,138. With this, the recovery rate currently stands at 93.66%. India's three-pronged strategy of test, trace and treat is proving to be a success. The fatality rate has dropped to 1.46% with 1,35,223 deaths recorded so far. The number of active COVID-19 cases in India stand at 4,52,344, which is 4.88% of total cases reported so far. The Union Health Ministry on Wednesday directed states and union territories to initiate necessary steps for reopening of medical colleges on or before the 1st of December with adherence to all COVID guidelines. The Health Ministry has also obtained concurrence from the Ministry of Home Affairs for reopening of medical colleges in states and union territories. An NMC recommendation letter released earlier states that medical colleges across the country must reopen on or before the 1st of December 2020 for MBBS students already pursuing their course. And now we bring you the latest updates on the COVID situation from across the world. As of now, more than 6 lakh coronavirus cases have been reported worldwide, with over 14,25,000 deaths. Over 19 lakh people have recovered. The United States continues to top the list among worst hit countries so far, with the highest number of infections, recording over 1,31 lakh cases of the virus, with the death toll surging past 2,68,000. Diego Maradona was football's archetypal troubled genius, a world-beating player whose life and career scaled the most dazzling heights but also plumbed the darkest depths. Maradona died of a heart attack on Wednesday at the age of 60. Became a global icon after leading Argentina to the 1986 World Cup. Diego Armando Maradona was born on the 30th of October in 1960 in Lanús, just outside Buenos Aires, and grew up in one of the poorest areas of the Argentine capital. He made his debut for Argentinos Juniors just before his 16th birthday, and his debut for Argentina at that same age in February 1977. His career is defined by the World Cup. Maradona was powerful and quick, also a ferocious and astute competitor who refused to be intimidated, even though many opponents tried.
Legendary football player Diego Maradona was football's genius, a world-beating player whose life and career scaled the most dazzling heights. Maradona died of a heart attack on Wednesday at the age of 60. Maradona became a global icon after leading Argentina to the 1986 World Cup. Diego Armando Maradona was born on October 30th, 1960 in Lanús, just outside Buenos Aires, and grew up in one of the poorest areas of the Argentine capital. He made his debut for the Argentinos Juniors just before his 16th birthday and his debut for Argentina at the age of 16 in February of 1977. His career is defined by the World Cup. Maradona was powerful and quick. He was also a ferocious and astute competitor who refused to be intimidated even though many opponents tried. Above all, he was sublimely, imaginatively skillful. Diego Armando Maradona was born on October 30th, 1960, 3 days after Muhammad Ali won his first professional boxing fight. He represented his country, Argentina, 91 times. During that time, he scored 34 goals for Argentina. He represented Argentina in 4 World Cups of 82, 86, 90 and 94. Maradona was a skipper for Argentina 16 times. This is the world record for the most appearances as a skipper for a country in the tournaments. Maradona was only 15 when he started his professional career, making his debut for the Argentinos Juniors. At 16, he made his international debut. This was at the Bombonera Stadium in Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina. The match was against Hungary. The year 1986 was a good year for Maradona as he captained his country to the World Cup victory against West Germany, beating them in finals with 3-2. Maradona's most iconic moment was arguably his infamous Hand of God moment during Argentina vs England match in the 1986 FIFA World Cup at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. The glory of this Blair can be gauged from the fact that his statue in Buenos Aires, Argentina is 9 feet high. Sports Desk, DD India.
So Diego Maradona, football legend and an inspiration to a generation, passes away. That's all in this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.